What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I've got another book review for you guys, and I'm going to be talking about Ritual by Steve Stred. Sometime last year, Steve was kind enough to send me along a few of his books in digital format for review consideration, and this is the first book I've ever read by him, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading more of his works in the future. Ritual, this is book 1 in the Father of Lies Trilogy. Book 2, Communion, it actually just came out on May 6th, and I bought that one already on Kindle. I pre-ordered it, so I got it the day it came out. And I don't know if book 3 has been titled yet or not, but I think I'm really overall going to really love this series. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the synopsis for this first book. There is an extreme content warning here at the beginning, so I'm going to read that first and then the rest of the synopsis. This book contains scenes of extreme violence and sexual content. Do not purchase this book if you are easily offended or require trigger warnings. Meet Brad, a quiet, hardworking man who goes about his daily routine with joy. He works as a telemarketer, trying his best to sell poorly made, overpriced products to the unsuspecting people on the other end of the phone. Brad doesn't mind though. It's a means to an end. Life's about to change for Brad, now that Father has anointed him the chosen one, the one to open the gates and allow them to flock into the black heavens. Eternity awaits, but is Brad ready to perform on the big day? So this is a demonic cult horror story novella of biblical proportions. Steve Stred, the author, he does a great job of ratcheting up and building this tension and suspense and this lingering sense of dread as we approach this day that Brad has designated on his calendar. He's marked it on his calendar. It's sort of a special day for him. And we can tell that he's been working towards this. He's been practicing and really striving towards this goal that he has marked on his calendar. And we come to learn that this is the day that this ritual is going to take place that he is a part of. At the beginning, like it says, Brad sort of comes across as this normal everyday guy. Not me, Brad, a different Brad. We'll call him Brad, last name unknown. I don't think it ever says his last name in the book. Like I said, he seems like your normal, average, everyday guy just working this mundane telemarketing job. But we do get at the beginning this sense that he is religious. He does read his Bible every day and studies his Bible and so on. And the author, he does a great job of sort of flaying back these layers of the story, and we get deeper and deeper, learning more about Brad and his religious aspects. We learn that he's more than just religious. He's pretty strictly religious with what he does. We flay more layers away. We learn that he actually flails himself, flogs himself with like a whip, like a cat of nine tails, in practice of his religious dogmas. And we keep flaying away these layers as this escalation, this tension builds throughout the story until we cut deep, deep down to this sadistic, hellish core. And we learn that Brad is actually a religious zealot. He's full of fanaticism towards this cult that he's a part of. And he's become this chosen one. He's been anointed the chosen one by Father. We only know him as Father, but he is the leader of this cult, this commune. And he has anointed Brad as the chosen one who is going to lead the people of this cult, open the gates for them, and lead them to the black heavens to live on for all eternity. My only little nitpick with the story is I didn't feel as close a connection with Brad as I would have liked. I wasn't really sympathetic towards him, and I wasn't really of the mindset that he was really, a bad guy per se. I was just sort of neutral to him and what might happen to him. I wish we had a little bit more, backstory with Brad. It's a short novella. It's only 70 or 80 pages or so, and I'm basically just blistered right through it. I read it really quick, pretty much in one setting, and that's saying something for me. I don't really tend to read things in one setting. So this definitely captivated me and held my attention throughout, and I read it very quickly. But I just wish we had a little bit more with Brad to get to know him a little bit more outside of the cult a little bit, or at least his beginnings with the cult. We do know that the cult has been around for a while. So it would have been interesting to see if maybe Brad grew up in the cult and was raised in the cult along with his parents, and maybe this is the only thing he's ever known. He doesn't know any different. Or if he was brought in, if he was lured in and, you know, brainwashed and deceived into joining this cult and thinking it was more than what it actually was, or anything like that. Things like that would have been interesting, excuse me, to make me connect a little bit more with Brad and see where he was coming from. If I could sympathize with him, if he was maybe a victim, or if he maybe knew more what he was doing and is just truly evil like the father seems to be. The father is basically a sociopath. He's despicable. He does these just disgusting acts, probably with the other followers, but that's where the sexual content comes into play between him and Brad. And I'll just leave it at that. You can imagine for yourselves what might go on there. But the story progresses and escalates very quickly. We go from 0 to 60 very quick. It's very snappy. I can't snap, but it's very quick and thrilling read. It's sort of mysterious. We get these little aspects, little tidbits here and there about the cult and its past and how that plays into what's going on in the present day. And Brad, as the chosen one, sort of this ritual that the story's leading up to, the thing that he had marked on his calendar. You know, we get this building sense of tension, like I said, and dread until this day finally arrives, and it's just filled with violence and sexual things and just gore and demons and just hellish stuff of biblical proportions. It's a great climax, a great third act to the story, where basically all hell breaks loose, and it's just wild and absolutely crazy, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. After the sort of the climax, there is sort of this fall, this cooling off period, if you will, and I don't mean that in a negative way at all. Sort of the calm, not the calm before the storm, but I guess the aftermath after the storm. And we get introduced to this detective character, and I'm assuming that character is going to have a larger role in the second book. I'm hoping so anyway. But this detective seems to know about cults and has heard of either this cult or things like this before, and is sort of familiar with it. So I'm hoping to get more from the detective's perspective in the second book, learn more about it, deeper into the lore and mythology that Steve Stred has created here. And it does play on the biblical themes. I can't remember the names, but there are some names of demons and a different name for the devil and things that he uses in the book that I know I've heard from lore and biblical stuff before. And just overall, it's a well-crafted, very well-rounded, quick-hitting, fast-paced, just demonic cult thriller full of, like I said, gore and sexual things and just pretty badass stuff towards the end. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars, a solid 3 stars, and I'm really looking forward to the next book in the trilogy. I feel like I'm going to like that one even more. This one sort of laid the groundwork for what is going to happen in the rest of the trilogy. So again, a 3-star read. If you're into cults, demonic cults, rituals and demonic and demons and all that kind of fun stuff, I think you'll definitely enjoy this and you should check it out. It is only 99 cents on Kindle, and Booktube, I don't want to get it wrong, I want to say it's like $3 or $4 for Booktube possibly, but I do know Ritual is only 99 cents on Kindle. So thank you, Steve, for sending that along my way for review consideration. I do appreciate it. As a side note, really quick, I did want to say hello and thank you to all the new subscribers I've gotten over the last few days. I was in a collaboration video with Rachel from the Shades of Orange channel, and I'll put a link to her channel down in the description. But it was a horror booktube collaboration where a bunch of horror booktubers got on there and talked about one of their favorite books. And from that video, it came out like Thursday or Friday, I've gained like 60 or so new subscribers. So thank you to Rachel for allowing me to be part of that collaboration. And thanks to everybody who's come over from that video and decided to subscribe and have watched any of the content. I hope you've enjoyed what you've watched, and I hope you stick around for the future videos that I have planned for you guys. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, this has been my review of Ritual by Steve Stred. It was a solid 3-star read, and I'm looking forward to see where this story continues. But that's all I have for you guys. Again, my name is Brad. Thanks for spending your time with me, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.